Left off was a report, the mayor report. I'll give my report now. I'll give a report on the regional fire, Valley Fire Authority. So far, last week they had a minor fire at Lakeland Hills. It's taken care of. The firefighter was there on time, and they contained the fire. It was in the garage. We had a first aid call at Algona, and that was taken care of. What happened is that it was just somebody called, thinking that the roof was falling down, but it wasn't. So it was all taken care of, and the lady who supposedly had been sick stayed at home. There was a vehicle accident at Auburn. The fire station was there. I mean, the firefighters was there, and the ambulance was there, and only one patient with a neck injury was taken to the hospital. There was a service call in South Auburn. No damage occurred. There was another aid call in Lakeland and Lear Hill. That was taken care of, no problem. Medical, and there was a vehicle accident in Auburn, no problem. So what I'm doing is just giving you a report so that you know that our Valley Regional Authority is right on the job, and they asked me to give a report just so that we know what they're doing, and they appreciate it very much. Now I've got a letter here from Chief Calkins, and this is about the Coalition of Small Police Agencies. He went to a meeting, and he was and he attached the minutes, and any one of you who would like to read about what happened at the meeting, you're welcome to come up and look at this copy. I asked Chief Calkins for a number of drug arrests going back to the year 2006, and for 2011 we were under the average of about 51, and for 2012 we have Lieutenant Massey, is this 7 calls?
What the record reflects is each of the different years, going back to starting with 2006, we went through 40 arrests, then 45 in 2007, and in 2007 we had 11 commissioned officers at the time. In 2008 we had 100 drug arrests. We had 11 commissioned officers at that time. That's when we had our traffic officer in play. 2009 we had 67 drug arrests with 11 commissioned officers. 2010, 44 drug arrests with 10 commissioned officers. 2011, 41 drug arrests with 10 commissioned officers. 2012, 20 drug arrests with 7 commissioned officers.
What's the average?
I didn't figure out the average.
Okay. That's for the police report. Finance? Oh.
Can I ask you a question? Are you getting the sense that drug use is going down in the city? I mean, clearly there seems to be a correlation between the number of commissioned officers and the number of drug arrests. I'm wondering if this is actually, is this more of a correlation or a causation?
I don't think it's going down. I think with the the numbers have gone down in relation to the number of the officers that we have, in the field.
So you think that the data indicates that it's because the number of officers, not because drug use or drug crime is reducing? Okay.
Any other questions? Have you got any more reports, Lieutenant Massey, that you'd like to?
On the report that you did on 2012 for the Major Crime Task Force, the Coalition of Small Police Agencies, the highest number of response involved the city of Pacific. There were 2 call-outs, one call-out involving a homicide, and the other call-out involving a missing person. Just FYI on that.
The audience have any questions about our police department? Finance?
Staff is still adjusting to the new Springbrook software, and they're still working on some issues. We've still got some programming things that need to be tweaked in order to make it fully functional, but we're working with it. I'm working on the financial statements and hope to be caught up by the end of February.
Good.
Do we have any update on the state auditor's report?
I haven't heard from the state auditor, and I haven't called them lately, so.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to check?
Sure.
Next, Public Works and Community Development, Ken.
Biggest thing going on right now, tomorrow we're going to be grading 51st Street. There was a lot of requests of the potholes to do something, so we have Hoffman Construction is going to go up and grade the street, and hopefully that we won't get the complaints we were getting. So it should last us for 3 or 4 years that way.
What does grading entail?
He's actually gonna tear it up and then grade it out smooth. So they're gonna.
So it's not tar and gravel?
No, it's just gonna be gravel. Just gonna redo the gravel basically. That's about it right now. We have some things we're working on. I've got some stuff to bring to finance committee tomorrow night.
City Council, or excuse me.
Under the public safety, I did want to bring something up to the city council if I have permission to approach the stand.
We'd like to hear your report, Lieutenant.
Most of what I had from the chief has already been reported. What I did want everyone to know is that there is still a hiring freeze on the police department, and that we are functioning with 7 commissioned officers. My officers are continuing to work a lot of overtime hours. I have one officer that's been working by the end of this month. He would have worked 20 days with 1 day off. I also have one officer that went before the Kent Police Department to do he went to the Kent Police Department for oral board interview, and he came out number 1 on the list. So if we lose that officer, we'll be down to 6 commissioned officers.
Lieutenant, what's this going to do now with the chief out? How is this going to affect the commissioned officers that we have available for patrol? Obviously, you're going to be more in the office taking care of things, right?
I've been out with the officers handling calls. On weekends, I've been coming out on a rotational basis to work with the officers, and I'll be doing the same.
Would you feel that they're, I guess my biggest concern with all these officers working a lot of overtime, their mental capacity or being too tired or a drain on them. I mean, you can't expect people to endure this.
I share the same concerns you have, and one of my biggest fears is that one of my officers is gonna fall asleep out there and hit a pole, or he'll respond to a hot call and not be 100% mental capacity to deal with that. There's split-second decisions that need to be made that may put an officer's safety in jeopardy, or somebody that's a member of the public, one of our citizens, their safety might be jeopardized by a split-second decision, a wrong decision that might be made, and I think there may be some liability should this happen.
And I have a question.
Do you have any sort of screening in place when people come on shift to make sure that they're fit for another shift? I mean, ordinarily, I have no question about it, but the sort of hours people have been working, the sort of time they're taking without break.
Well, sometimes we get a call like 2 hours before shift starts, and an officer will tell me he's too sick to come in. So when that happens, I have to find whoever I can to fill that shift, and we're filling the shift, but the officers are putting in a lot of hours. And we'll, if we lose the one officer to Kent, and this brings us down to 6 commission officers, then we'll still provide the shifts, but then what we've done is we've increased the existing problem, and even if we were to hire somebody now, the time it's going to take to train this individual, it takes months to fill an officer that we've just hired, and I would like to be given that. I like to see the freeze removed from the police department. I think this is the only department within the city where hiring freeze exists, and I think it's unacceptable.
Brent?
Betty, can you tell us how much overtime has been expended month to date or year to date in the police department?
I can look it up, I don't have it off the top of my head.
Can you have it by the end of the meeting?
Sure.
Thanks. I'd also like to know from the attorney, is there anything, and you probably can't answer off the top of your head either, but is there anything in statute, sorry Gene, is there anything in statute that allows us to enter into an interlocal agreement for temporary officers or rent-a-cops, I guess? I think Auburn might be interested in interlocal, I would say interested, available to enter into an interlocal agreement. And is that something that the mayor would have to sign off on, or is that something that the council could approve?
I'd rather not answer until I have the answers in place.
Yeah?
Along those lines, belonging to the coalition, are they able to backfill any positions, or are they just there for when we need the extra?
When we need the extra officers, they'll respond upon our request.
I didn't know if that was like an option that the city might have.
It may be an option. Part of it is political, and we find that a lot of people don't want to get involved in that part.
On the number of commissioned officers, with Mr. Calkins out, I was under the impression that he is a commissioned officer.
Chief Calkins is not being included as a commission officer.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? Any other questions?
I would just ask what the status of your hiring is. You said it might take a while. It's been 3 or 4 weeks since I've asked that question.
I still got it on freeze.
Then I'd like to make a motion to strongly encourage the mayor to lift the hiring freeze.
Second, third.
Who second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Point of order. We need council discussion and audience comment.
Okay. City Council, certificate of appreciation. Leanne, Drew.
I don't think we finished Trent's motion. We gotta do the
Well, I thought
discussion.
we did.
We've got council
We made a
discussion, we've got council discussion and audience comment, if anybody'd like to make some.
That's the make
Any comments from the audience? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I think the first is
No,
to
we're-
make the motion to go to him.
Oh.
Katie Gerberding, 366 White River Drive. Can I ask what it is you have against hiring officers? As citizens of the city, we pay taxes for police protection. And I've talked to a couple of the officers and having them work 19, 20 days straight and only having, you know, maybe one and a half officers on a shift. Do you feel safe in your town? I don't. It's a matter of safety. We've got kids, their drug numbers are down, and I don't think it's because they're doing drugs in Algona and Bellevue. I think they're doing drugs all over the place, but there's nobody to arrest or stop them because they're busy trying to do other things. This is crazy. You need to hire police officers. One police officer told me that his overtime pay alone is enough to pay the salary of one full officer. These guys are tired. And with that, if somebody's gonna get hurt, well, why don't you excuse, I just don't understand what it is you have against having police protection in the city.
I don't have any,
Then why won't you hire
I have
them?
no,
What's gonna happen when something really big happens and people end up dead? Can you live with yourself if there's an unnecessary death because we didn't have the officers to take care of it? Can you honestly say you can live with yourself? Some cold blood must run in those veins.
okay, let me take that into consideration. I will.
You really should.
Thank you.
6,000 people,
We need your name and address.
I've been at the beginning.
Said it way too fast.
I'm sorry. Catherine Gerberding, Gerberding, 366 White River Drive.
Trent, I'm sorry, you got any comments?
No, I don't need additional comment.
I do. We're still doing comments?
Stacy?
Yes.
This question is for Stacy Jackson, 644 Spokane Avenue South. This question is for Lieutenant Massey. In the summertime, does crime go up?
Yes.
I can't say that it goes up. I mean, I would have to give you an accurate answer. I would have to look at the specifically summer versus winter versus fall. We know that the kids are out of school during the summertime, so we do expect an increase in crime during the summertime because of the schools being out. Other than that, I can't give you a better answer.
So we all agree in the summertime it will go up. Lieutenant Massey said it's going to take a few months to get the officers on board. So basically we're really running out of time. If we let our officers continue to work at the pace that they're working, by the time summer rolls around, the officers will not have any days off. And those concerns about Lieutenant Massey saying his officers falling asleep, or not making the correct judgment call in a split second, something can happen. And then we fall all the way back again on that insurance. It'd be kind of bad, we're in the newspaper, because one of our officers had to sue our insurance company because he wasn't getting any days off. We need the officers. They need days off. They need to be with their families also. You can work, but you also have a family. So I just think that we need to get on this as quickly as possible, or we're going to run into a bigger problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Betty, you ran back and get some figures?
Regular overtime, and I'm not sure, but I think that means it's office staff, is 39 hours. Police overtime is 76.5 hours. And that's for, since the first of the year, that's for 2 pay periods.
So that's essentially a full-time position worth of hours.
76
yeah.
hours, it's 173.33 hours in one person for a month.
That's time and a half.
And
So
overtime is
77
paid
hours
time and
per
a half.
officer?
And overtime is paid at time and a half, right?
Yes, it is. Unless it's,
Is there double time?
there is double time in here included if you've got, if it's and holidays, if they work on a holiday. The holiday in, the first holiday, it was, premium time, and actually what was, this is based on what was paid in January. So that means it's from the 15th of December through the 15th, or 16th of December through the 15th of January that was paid this month. So it has 3 premium holidays included in this overtime, and those are double time.
And is there an average hourly rate that you would estimate at an overtime?
I have that in my office, not in my head. I don't have it in my head.
Okay.
I want to say that for a regular officer, it's right around, I want to say it's like $50, somewhere around 50 for a regular officer, time and a half.
Thank you.
If I could suggest, rather than continuing to put Betty on the spot or giving her a good workout running back and forth to the office, could we ask for a quick write-up on this at the Finance Committee, just a rough, soft pencil of what the current overtime is costing? And second, from an officer safety and public safety point of view, if these officers were truckers and weren't allowed to do high-speed chases and weren't carrying guns, they'd be limited to 70 hours in 8 days. If it was just plain driving and no other risks involved, I'm quite concerned by the fatigue potential of the current schedule.
Any other questions? Shall we move on to,
There's a motion on the floor.
say again?
There's a motion on the floor.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. Motion was for me to hire a police.
To list the hiring freeze.
So we voted, didn't we? No. I thought we voted. Okay, the motion is on the floor for me to hire the 2 police officers. It has been first and it has been second. And I had the audience comment. Roll call of council.
Councilmember McMahon?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Dyer?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item, G, City Council Certificate of Appreciation. Leanne,
Mr. Mayor, we removed that item from the agenda, we moved it to February 11th at the beginning of the meeting.
you're gonna move that out?
Yes, we did when we amended the agenda.
I didn't read it. I'm sorry. Have we got any committee, board members in here who'd like to give a report?